Hey everybody, Reverend Sam here. Hope you guys are having a great week. We are doing really well here at Amazing Weddings and Ceremonies, and but I wanted to get on today and share a couple thoughts with you about your wedding. We're right in the thick of spring wedding season, and brides are calling in, couples are calling in, grooms are calling in, and with a whole bunch of questions and things that they want to do. Our elopement chapels, we want to get people coming in for that elopement chapel. And but one of the things I want to talk to you about is ceremony. And hopefully at some point we get Reverend Jessie on here. She's got a really good perspective on ceremony. But that's really, for all intents and purposes, what we as wedding officiants do. We do ceremony. It's not just getting ordained online and reading a ceremony that we got online. There's a lot of thought and passion that comes to it through that ceremony. I know when I'm doing a wedding, and I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of weddings for almost 38 years, I get into this. I start doing ceremony. I get into it, and it moves me. It's not unusual to find me crying or weeping with the bride and groom during the wedding, because I love ceremony. I think it's really what this is all about. The marriage ceremony it's more than just standing up in front of a bunch of people and reading a script. It's a sacred ritual, and we as officiants have the privilege of conducting that sacred moment. I've just started kind of reflecting on that this week, because we're looking at helping train people, and there's a lot of situations where officiants don't show up at a wedding, and we'll get a call and say, hey, can you send somebody out here right away? And we jump at every opportunity we can to help in the situation. But the wedding ceremony is a special, it's powerful moment. It's a ritual that we have the privilege of conducting. It's a privilege. It's just such a beautiful thing, and somehow I don't know how to communicate that to everybody, but we look at it as a real privilege. It's not just merely it's not just a social event, but it's a powerful moment. It's this moment where two people pledge themselves to each other, and they ask to have that wedding blessed with the officiant or the minister. It's a powerful moment. Words, I want to put it this way: words are powerful. Words are powerful. Have you ever known somebody that said, my word is my bond? Well, that's what happens in a wedding ceremony. Your word is your bond to that person, to your partner. And so for thousands of years, people have been committing themselves to each other, not necessarily like we do here, in a Western wedding situation where people gather and they sit and they observe. Sometimes over the centuries, it was just two people who made a pledge to each other, or two families that made a pledge to each other. But in it, whatever happened in it, it's a moment of powerful words. It's a moment of sacred ritual. And so why do I think our job is important? Not just because we are in the center of the event, not just because we are reading a script, not just because we have the credentials to do it, but because we have the passion. We're passionate about what we're saying. We're passionate about what we're doing. Sometimes I put some videos up on where people have watched, and a person will participate in a wedding, and it's more of an opportunity to showcase their comedic talent and their comedic skills, and it takes away from the beauty of the moment. And it doesn't mean weddings can't be humorous or fun. It just means it's special. So what do we do as wedding officiants? What does a professional wedding officiant bring to the table? I think, first of all, we really care about what we're doing. We care about every single word, every single space, every single pause has something special. We care about the flow of that wedding ceremony so that people feel the connection to that bride and that groom or that couple that are getting married. We feel that connection to family, to all the things that happen. It's not just 30 minutes of just endurance, it's 30 minutes of expressing love and care and compassion. So for me as a minister, doing weddings in churches most of my career, being an officiant now is very different because we're in wedding venues, which is a much different perspective than when you were doing it in a church. So I encourage you to consider one of the things that we do as professional wedding officiants. So we care about the ceremony. Ceremony is important to us. We care about the event. We care about all the family being involved in that wedding ceremony, all those people that are participating, because we know, for most of us as officiants, we know that it's not about us. I always tell the couples that I'm officiating a wedding for is that the one thing that's beautiful about a wedding is that it is a perfect moment. It might be in some cases the last perfect moment, but it's a perfect moment. The dress is perfect. The venue, the tuxedo is perfect. The party is perfect. The venue is perfect. The seating is perfect. The food is perfect. And every couple invests a lot of time and energy into the perfect moment. Some couples are, they'll go as far as to, take dance lessons so they can make sure that first dance at the reception of the bride and the groom or the couple is perfect. And so I think that's something that's special, but it speaks to what, my next statement is that we invest so much time into that perfect moment, that wedding day. We forget that it's about the two people that are getting married and making a commitment to each other. It's not about, it's the word. Words are powerful. It lasts 30 minutes, but hopefully that marriage and that commitment lasts a lifetime. So we challenge people to be careful and mindful of the power of those words, so that when you as a couple say, I do, it speaks volumes of power to that moment, volumes of holiness to that moment, volumes of just incredible moments at the wedding. So it also brings, sometimes when I'm doing officiating weddings for couples that aren't necessarily religious, and so they don't want a religious wedding ceremony, and they don't want a prayer, and they don't want scripture, or they don't want something. They just want it to be very, very romantic. There's still something very spiritual about that moment and that event. There's something spiritual about those words of love and commitment that come out in that wedding ceremony. So it's just beautiful for us as officiants that we get the privilege of sharing in that moment. So I really want to challenge you to be aware of what's happening in that wedding ceremony. Just be aware of the power of your words. Be aware of the strength of your words. And what a privilege all of us have for us as officiants to lead you in that pledge. But even more than that, what a privilege that you bring your family and your friends to come and share in that moment, so that they hear those words and they become witnesses to those words. Not just the two people that sign as the witnesses on the marriage license, but all of your guests and your friends and your family. They become witnesses to the beauty of that moment and the power of those words. So words are powerful. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, and encourage you to understand that as officiants, those of us that do this day in and day out, and we perform weddings week in and week out, we do it because we love it, and we do it because we believe that words are powerful, and the words that you as a couple say to each other really speak volumes about your love and your commitment to one another. They speak volumes to your love and commitment to your family around you. So it's a beautiful thing. So I challenge you, to encourage you to stay focused on what your plans are. And there are, I don't know, that we have a number of amazing officiants that work for us here at Amazing Weddings and Ceremonies, and I don't have any doubt that any one of us can stand in front of you and your guests and your family and lead you in that understanding of ceremony, in a beautiful, romantic, loving, spiritual ceremony. And I have lots of friends out there in the wedding industry, in the community out there, officiants that are incredible officiants. They love what they do. Pick any one of them, and we're going to be there for you, all of them. So we're all friends. We all love each other. We all care about each other. But there's something beautiful in that. Somebody was asking me, it's always kind of been a joke that the crying minister, I cry at almost every single wedding. And believe me, I do. And everything I try to do to not wind up in tears is just forget it. It's going to happen, because there's something beautiful about that moment. I could have the most horrible day, the most incredibly bad, confusing day, and once we start that ceremony, something is beautiful. I have the privilege of being right there and witnessing the beauty of love and the power of the words that come from that ceremony. So, I know almost every officiant I know feels that same way. I even have had situations where I've had couples that, it was really hard to even communicate, and I didn't feel like they really liked me, and we just didn't get along. Or you have that one couple where, everything that could go wrong goes wrong, but all of a sudden that moment happens, and you're standing there in front of them, and you're holding your minister's manual and or whatever it is that you choose to use, your script, and you start speaking those words, and they start repeating those words, and there's something powerful about that moment. So that's my encouragement to you today as couples planning your wedding, and trying to figure out, do I have my Uncle Bob officiate the wedding? Do I have my friend officiate the wedding? Do I hire a professional officiant? Do I get a minister from a church? Whatever it is that's your choice, I think I'm not here to tell you what's better or worse. If you have a friend that can do it and they're comfortable standing in front of people, great, But my challenge to you is to, enjoy the moment. Understand the power of the moment. Understand the power of words. Understand the beauty of the moment. And if I have the privilege of officiating your wedding, I would tell you, just like I tell every couple that I work with, if you start crying, we're all going down together, because I'm the biggest crybaby out there, because I love the beauty of the moment. So I hope you guys have a great day, but I hope as you're working through your planning and picking the right dress, the right tuxedos, the right wine, the right food, the right venue, the right DJ, the right photographer, and there's a myriad of them out there that are wonderful and incredible people. Remember that whoever's standing in front of you, leading you through those words, has a lot of influence in the power of that moment. So let us be there for you. If you're looking for an officiant, give us a call, or one of the other officiants out there that really are committed to what they do. So I hope you have a great day. If you need anything, you can call us here at Amazing Weddings and Ceremonies, 720-799-1711, and email us at admin@amazingweddingsandceremonies.com, and just give us a call and we'll answer any questions you might have. So I hope you have a great day. Bless you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.